Recently, I published a video about how Toyota has ramped up production in North America, including one of the plants out of Kentucky. They have added more production for the 2026 Toyota RAV4. And after posting this video, I received so many messages and comments asking questions about the specific 2026 model RAV4 trims that might be the best ones to go for in terms of overall availability, which ones might be more on the scarce side that you might have to wait a little bit longer for. So at the end of this video, you're going to understand and get a better grasp of the overall availability of the models based on trim selection. And I'm not going to talk too much about PHEV plug-in hybrid options. That will be for another video. And if you guys haven't already seen, I've been leaving a link to a free 50-page long hybrid ebook guide that you can get your hands on. It'll be in the first link in the comments, or sorry, in the description section. And also available to purchase is a hybrid owner toolkit guide, which is a little bit more specific to actual Toyota hybrid owners. If you want to know how to maximize efficiency and get the best out of your Toyota hybrid vehicle, there's also a few checklists in this ebook. That's the second link in the description. And of course, if you appreciate content like this, like the free 50-page long hybrid ebook guide, then consider subscribing to the Toyota World YouTube channel. It would really mean a lot to me. Okay, so 7 models to choose from, at least for us here in Canada, when you're looking at the 26 Toyota RAV4, starting with the LE all the way up to the XSE technology package. Now, I'll explain a little bit more further in this video, but the sport grades like the XSE and the XSE technology package is probably going to be the easiest one to get your hands on in terms of, you know, wait time or production time, depending on where you're from and where you're located. But before I go into the sport grades, let's take out the niche product, which is the Woodland Edition. So not everyone looking for such a capable off-roading capable Toyota RAV4, and also it's the only model that has that distinctive look with the different designed front fascia. Again, not everyone looking for that specific type of RAV4, so the demand is a little bit lower on the Woodland Edition, but in comparison also to the overall availability of the Woodland Edition, it is also a little bit on the lower side, just because we it's not going to be a mass produced model. So the XLEs and all those other trims and models are a little bit more mainstream. They're a little bit more common, so we will see more of those. For example, if we see, 50 RAV4s coming into the system, we might see 1, 2, maybe 3 Woodland Editions. And again, keep in mind, Woodland in Canada is only available in an HEV. It's not available in a plug-in hybrid. So yes, you will indeed have to place a factory order for something like a 26 RAV4 Woodland Edition, but depending on where you're from and where you're located, there is a small possibility that you may not have to wait very long at all, or an even smaller possibility that you might find one available in stock, but that is very rare to actually have or see happen. But keep in mind, things like opening up to different color palettes on the exterior or on the interior. Yes, the Woodland Edition, you can get 2 different interiors if you didn't already know that. So opening up to this in terms of a bit of variety that you're okay with will definitely help with wait times, whether you're looking at the LE, the Woodland Edition, or the XSE models. Now, these next 3 models that I'm going to talk about are probably the ones you'll have to wait the longest for. But again, depending on where you're from and where you're located and how open you are to color variety or color selection, this could change. But models like the LE, the XLE, and the XLE Premium are extremely popular for many different reasons. So let's start off with the LE. So Toyota really added a lot of content from the 2025 generation of RAV4 to the 2026. They've added the latest Toyota Safety Sense 4.0, 5th generation hybrid powertrain system. It's standard all-wheel drive now. You were able to get it in a front-wheel drive, I believe, in the US. But it also has Arene software. It has embedded drive recorder system. Like, the list goes on and on. Toyota really maximized the standard equipment here, and they didn't really maximize the pricing, in my opinion. Pricing did change from 25 to 26, but For the most part, everyone was pretty pleased with what happened for pricing on 2026 RAV4. So the LE is getting your foot into the door on a 26 RAV4. Now, having said this about the RAV4 LE, keep in mind this is one of those models and trims that a lot of large companies are after for their fleets, for example, governments for their fleets, or large daily rental companies, enterprises, stuff like that. So they're already super high in demand, and for a RAV4 consumer just wanting a RAV4 and not caring about other model features like soft text, power seat, power rear tailgate or hatch, this is the perfect model and trim at $37,500. Now, moving into the XLE and XLE Premium, the absolute bread and butter model. These are not so much, targeted by large companies for their fleets and that, but this is definitely highly targeted by the consumer. This is the perfect combination of getting what you want, need, in terms of features, a little bit of luxury as well, standard equipment, without going overboard to something like the limited. So XLE, XLE Premium, those two models, if you want to reduce, maybe your production or wait time, probably a good thing to consider would be to be open to various different color selections, maybe going after the storm cloud, the white, the brown sugar, which in USA is called meteor shower, I believe. So opening up a bit will help, but keep in mind these are the most popular models. They always have been for the 26 RAV4 and previous gen RAV4s, being the XLE and the XLE Premium. Finishing off with the sport grades, so not everyone, just like the Woodland Edition, is after a sporty appearance or a sport grade of a Toyota RAV4. For the most part, the general public and consumer is after your everyday commuter RAV4, XLE, XLE Premium if you want to get a little bit fancier. But once you go to the sport grades, it's a different type of buyer looking for that type of drive, looking for that type of appearance and standard equipment, and also price tag, because like I said, the XSE starts at $50,900 and goes up to $52,450. So when you're in that territory, there are other RAV4 models that you can choose that are slightly less and similarly equipped. So if you want to maybe speed up or get a RAV4 a little bit faster, consider the XSE or XSE technology packages, as depending on where you're from and where you're located, this may help you to get a 26 RAV4 a little sooner. So in theory, the S-line Toyota RAV4s, being the XSE and XSE technology package, are a little bit more in line with each other in terms of demand versus the overall availability, wait time, or production of the XSE and XSE technology package. Which one is the best RAV4 to go with? I would definitely consider, if I was getting into a RAV4, the XSE standard model at $50,900. It's very well equipped and looks really sharp. I like those gloss black or piano black accents and all the different color varieties, and the interior on something like an XSE. If it wasn't for the XSE, I'd probably go for something like the XLE Premium, because again, it gives you everything you need without going overboard on pricing. But do keep in mind, these two type of models and trims can have a drastically or a different wait time depending on where you're from and where you're located. Again, everyone, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you have a little bit more specific questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll do my best to get back to you. Hope you enjoyed this video topic and review, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.